Everybody, that's the right camera, isn't it? How are we doing? Welcome back to another painting stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini, and today I will be painting, as you've already guessed from the thumbnail, this zombie bear, which I believe I got from Crooked Dice, who make some really fun miniatures. Why did I buy this? I just like the look of it, and I thought it'd be fun to paint. Why am I painting it? Because I like the look of it, and I thought it'd be fun to paint. There we go, that's better with the focus. So as you can see, this is a bear that, well, is undead and appears to have escaped the circus, not without injury here, and obviously the guts coming out here, and there's a bit of an injury there. You can see some ribs coming in here at the back. Generally speaking, this zombie's been through a bit of a time. But you know what? Hopefully by the end of this stream, which is going to last for 4 hours, we all have... we'll have it looking not well, but better than it does right now. So yeah, hello, excuse me, goodness, hello to everyone in the chat. Just read out some names. We've got Mad Says What, Dunham Plays Games, Lojo, Oatmeal, RV Dammit, Jacob Fitzgerald, Bade, Jasol Vadgama, Sia Tog, Kobe Morris, Alex Simpkin, Jack Wood, James West, Arcadia, Cameron Gore, Danny Moss, Matthew Bateman, Kim Nicaro, Michael Bethelson, Koei Owell Godsey, Revenant, Rudy Gerber, sorry if I said that wrong, Robin Boss, Elisis, Faria Chris, Rallum Wolfhart, Tom and Burton, Secret Emerald, Ray, Kieran Foster, Peter Fisher, Stephanie M, Madge Ramadan, Cyborg Penguin, Team People, Revolver Up, Brawny Fanta, Shocking Squirrel, Murasaki, God, there's a lot of you. There's some new names in there, I think. Hello to everyone watching, especially if you're watching for the very first time. I really enjoy painting miniatures, so I really enjoy painting miniatures on stream because it's just a nice way to unwind. Because I find a lot of the time... Oh, wow, that's a lot of paint. Well, we'll be using that, won't we? A lot of time with streams, you know, people are very high octane, or people expect people to be very high octane. And once a week I also stream video games, and that tends to be a bit rowdier. But generally speaking, I just really like having a chilled sort of crafty time. Starting off with, let's just fix that focus, shall we? There we go. I'm going to start working on the flesh of the zombie, just on of this bear, really. Well, zombie bear, both are applicable. Just on the face here, I'm kind of going with, there's a colour from Vallejo called Heavy Warm Grey, but it is pretty much an exact match for Citadel's Rakarth flesh. Oh, hello to Abby Marie, who says it's a long weekend in Canada, so I can finally watch a stream. Hello! I hope Canada is treating you well. But yeah, I wanted to do some flesh on here, but make it look slightly kind of pallid and, well, I mean... Vallejo calls this warm... No, is it warm grey? Heavy warm grey. So grey is good in there to start sort of getting that sense of... put the camera off of it. That sense of undeadness, really. We're also going to start laying this colour down on this flap of skin that's come off. But first, we have a super chat to read out from The Pool is Abstract, saying, good afternoon, a Johnny stream is the perfect accompaniment for my latest cross-stitch project, which is inspired by an in-joke from a 13th age campaign I play in. Bless my jug, dog priest. That is an incredible quote. I can entirely see why you attempted to start cross-stitching that. What's everyone else working on? Ronnie says, I'm spending at least an hour glazing storm vermin fur on some, well, vermin. Nice. I have to say... sort of, because I get dribs and drabs from your Twitter and chat in these streams, Ronnie. I I'm impressed with how full in you've gone on glazing and how well you stick to it, because I often find I just don't have the patience to do it, but it is worth it for the effect. So hats off to you. I guess it is quite relaxing, but I tend to mess it up because I get impatient. But hey hi. Right. David Galante says, working on myself, I guess. That is, if like possibly, the most noble project of all. Good for you. Okay, it's going to get some more. Aha, there's some more exposed, horrible, rotting flesh. WhoMD is about to build their base in Norman Sky. Bin Wizard says, just about to start gluing together some vampires to see if I have made a terrible mistake. Let's see. Jack Wood says, I'm painting the big cat from Warcry. Oh, cool. The Mind Stealer Spheranx. Jacob Fitzgerald says, waiting for someone to load my lorry while I play some Switch, drink tea, and watch you paint. Sounds like a very, very relaxing way to spend a Monday. What's going in the lorry, unless it's classified or illegal? I'm sure it's perfectly above board. I didn't mean to cast aspersions. Stephen Paul says, not crafting related, but I'm studying for an exam early July. Best of luck to you. It has been a long time since I've had to do an exam, but goodness me, I still get stress dreams about doing them, which kind of goes to show how stressful they are as a method of sort of rating people's ability. They're also, just learning things by rote and regurgitating it under timed conditions is quite stressful, and it's not the way everybody learns, but the education system in this and many countries is far from perfect. Ditto, my first coat of heavy warm grey, but it'll do. In fact, I'm going to put it over this musculature as well. So yeah, I think part of the reason I was drawn to this model is that it's got some really nice maybe isn't the word, some really good detail to it. So hopefully I'm going to be able to make this stand out later, but you can really sort of see the individual muscles coming through on the arm, or at least I can. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but yeah. Zach Lutgers says, making eyeglasses at work for all you visually challenged folks. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Jacob Fitzgerald says, I have some printing ink, some electrical goods, and I am waiting for some packaging. Quite mundane, to be honest. Mundane is good sometimes, Oh, hello. Ashley Thompson says, I'm crocheting some cat toys. My fur baby will be turning 9 in 2 weeks. Happy birthday in advance to your fur baby. That is a good age for a cat. Right, hang on. I'm gonna take my hoodie off because it's actually quite warm. So, there we go. The sun's not exactly out, but guns out, etc., etc. Right, now we can start on the fur. I was a bit worried, actually, about picking this model for a 4-hour stream. So I was like, it's so much fur, and fur's so quick. Am I really, aren't I just going to whiz through this? And the answer is maybe. I might well be done long in advance, but that's fine. I've got plenty of other things to paint. But I went and watched a painting tutorial on YouTube from, Opus, I think it might have been. And they're quite an interesting layering technique, so I'm keen to give that a go, really. Because a lot of the time, if you're painting stuff like cloth, you'll start dark and start going lighter as you go to kind of build in light and dark and folds and shadow and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to start light and go darker with this fur, which will be fun. Ronnie says, glazing has completely changed the way I paint, to be honest. I spend more time on it, but I have such a good time. I had a bit of a break from painting, but it's so nice to be back. Oh, cool. Great. There we go. Iron Scar says, just go for it. Very good. Cyborg Penguin says, did you continue with your airship from last week? No, I haven't done any more on the airship. I thought about maybe doing some more work on it today, but I'll be perfectly honest with you, I wasn't much in the mood to paint anything from Games Workshop today. I'll tell you for why once I've read out this super chat, which comes from Thomas Bernson. It says, asked about solo TTRPGs last Monday and gave Chasing Time a shot. Had a lot of fun, so thank you. Dosh and question, any advice for campaign writing? The advice I always dole out about campaign writing is plan backwards. Work out what you want the end situation to be and what the big bad is that they're tackling and why it is happening, and then go from there and basically plan backwards to the tiny clues that they pick up at the very start. Just plan sort of loosely with it, because if you know everything there is to know about your big bad and why they're bad and where the information can be found to undo their plans, it's easier for you, like on the fly, to seed that information into the world. You know, you don't want to be sitting there being like, oh no, they're not going to advance in this quest because they haven't gone to this location and spoken to this specific person. Like, you're not writing a video game here. You can be flexible. So you can just go like, they'll meet someone. You could be like, you in the back of your head think, oh no, yeah, it makes sense for this person to know this, and you just drop that info in. I kind of liken planning to sort of preparing a lot of little tiny modules that you can drop in front of people. So yeah. Aoife Brennan has done a super chat saying, inspired by you DMing the Oxventure, I started writing my own campaign. The first one, called The Apothecatastrophe, and has an elixir based off the one in the Spicy Rat Caper. That is an incredible name. I wish I'd thought of it, and I wish you all the luck with your campaign. That sounds like a good, fun time. Right. Why am I not painting anything from Games Workshop today? Well, like, you may have seen over the past few weeks I've been painting models from a set called Cursed City, which was meant to be available for ages and in great quantity, and you know, they planned expansions and all this kind of stuff, it seems anyway. And then something happened around launch, not really sure, but there was like barely anything available. Like the Tottenham Court Road store in London, which is like the biggest store in London, I think it's the biggest store outside of like Warhammer World in Nottingham, got 30 copies, and they just aren't talking about what happened and why. And the thing is, a lot of the miniatures in Cursed City are really, really cool. So they've packaged a bunch of them up. Basically, they've packaged up the big hero characters, well, not hero characters, the big villain characters, into one box. And they're charging £78 for it, which is like, I mean, I paid maybe £20 more, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 30 quid more, and got the full game. Whereas this is 2 of the 5 sprues. If you want to field them in Age of Sigmar, you have to take them all as a unit. It's really expensive. At the minute, it's only available from Games Workshop. And if you want to field it, you also need a separate model, I believe, that's sold separately. And I just thought, like, because they've not communicated what happened with Cursed City, and now they're kind of charging so much for these models, I kind of wonder what's going on there. And quite rightly, I think it's burning up a fair bit of community goodwill. Or goodwill, rather than goodwill. But yeah, it kind of, it really rankled me over the weekend, to be honest. So I thought, sod this, I'll paint a zombie bear. And here we are. Peter Michigan says, hi Johnny, hi Bear, hi Peter, hi Michigan, unless that's your surname. In which case, hi Peter Michigan. Iron Scar says, Johnny is painting a clown bear. That's a sign you're losing it. Very good. I actually woke up at 4 a.m. today because there was a fox screaming in the street, and also the dog wanted out, so I took her out to go have a wee. Maybe she wanted to go chase a fox. I don't know. But I thought, I was like, what should I paint later? And then I thought, how about the zombie bear? And then I came up with... I couldn't get back to sleep, so I came up with a song to the tune of Spider-Man, which was Zombie Bear, Zombie Bear, covered in lots of zombie hair. It's undead and a sign. More than that, it is terrifying. Look out, here comes a zombie bear. So there you go. Oh, blimey. Here come 3 super chats. Apollo's favourite bastard, which is quite the username, says, I wish I had more to give, but I'm currently in the middle of moving and just and don't have much to spare. Just want to say thank you from myself and everyone else. You've helped so much over the years. That is really, really kind. Apollo's favourite bastard. Your username is genuinely incredible. I mean, you don't have to give me anything at all. So the fact that you've given me that, which I also, I don't read out amounts because I don't want to pressure anybody, but that is not an ungenerous sum of money. I really do appreciate it, and I'm very glad to hear that I have helped in some regard. I wish you luck with moving house, because that's one of the most stressful things I think a person can do. I have decided never to move house again. I just don't want to do it. I'm here now, and if that causes problems later down the line, I'll deal with them then. But absolutely not. Don't want to go anywhere. Let's see. Burrito has done a super chat that doesn't include a question, but the one from Blazing Ace does. So I'm going to read the one from Burrito first and then loop back round. Burrito says, been an eventful last few days in the online world of Chiodini. Guest co-hosting Ellen's Souls Academy, very true. DMing the New Ox Venture, also very true. And best of all, the Lord of the Rings Snapchat filter continuing to inform you that you are Elrond. Yeah, thank you for that. If you're not on Instagram, there's a filter that's like, what Lord of the Rings character are you? And I'm taking that test every single day until it tells me I'm Gimli. It's been quite an emotional ride, and it's been going on for a whole week now. Today it told me I was Gollum, so needless to say, I'm reaching the end of my tether, but there we go. But thank you, Burrito, very much for the super chat. It has been a bit of a busy week. It was really nice to guest on Ellen's Souls Academy, kind of see her absolutely stomping her way through Manus and toward the end of the game. Okay, is that where I'm ending up? That's where I'm ending up painting. So let's focus there. There we go. Blazing Ace has done a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, which games would you (brackets +1 friend) like to find washed up (brackets in a waterproof case) on a desert island? One has to be a dex and one a card only. I would pick Tookie, Point Salad, and Set a Watch." So dexterity would be Crokinole, 100%, because that game is magical. And also the board is enormous and wooden, so if it really comes to it, maybe a raft. One has to be a card game. It would be Doomtown, or Doomtown Reloaded as it used to be known. What about the final one? See, this is tricky because 2-player games are they occupy a very different space in my mind to other games. I'm tempted to say Blood Bowl because I'm playing quite a bit of Blood Bowl at the minute and I bloody love it, but I don't know if that's really true. You know what? Shut the Box. It's technically a solo. Well, it's kind of a single player game, but it's also a betting game for 2 or more people, and it's magical. It's just literally a box with little numbers that flip up from 1 to 9 and 2 dice, and you roll the dice and you flip down numbers that add up to the number you rolled. So if you roll, say, a 9, you could do 5 and 4, or 7 and 2, la 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 la. And you try, basically, if you ever get to the point where you can't flip down enough pegs to cover the total that you've rolled, the game is over and you have failed to shut the box. But if you get all 9 down, then you have won, which is pretty great. Okay. Get in there on this first coat. Obviously, this is a very light colour, but that's kind of what I wanted. Oh, I haven't done his head. A surprisingly easy thing to overlook. Like I say, I'm going from light to dark here with this sort of layering, which will be fun, because as I sort of go, I'm going to layer in. I'm going to add a bit of, what is this? Blood Reaver flesh. But I'm going to avoid some of the areas maybe around the armpits and certainly down the front of the belly to keep it lighter, because I was kind of looking at pictures. Excuse me. I was looking at pictures of grizzly bears earlier, and I thought that's a good idea. Oh wow! I've had a super chat from Matthew Iderson. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. But Matthew says, "Hi Johnny, stockpiled your videos for the next few days as I have spinal surgery tomorrow and will be bedridden for a few days. So keep up the good work. Best of luck with the surgery, Matthew. That sounds intense, to say the very least. Hopefully, the videos help you in sort of your recuperation process, which I hope goes really, really swiftly and well. Yeah. Yeah. So that's about it, really. I hope it all goes well, and I hope past me can help future you. Sounded more profound than it really was. Have fun on YouTube, is what I'm really saying. Nevermore says, what milk substitute tastes good on cereal? I haven't actually had a bowl of cereal with oat or almond or anything milk. Oh no, that's not true. I had hazelnut milk once on cereal. That was quite intense. That was maybe a little bit too much. I like oat milk. It almost has a vanilla-y taste to it, but also a lot of oat milks tend to be really, really sweet and have like quite a lot of added sugars. So maybe something like almond milk. Don't really know. I'll let you know if I ever. I don't really eat much cereals. If I ever go on a quest to discover what the best milk substitute is, well, the best plant milk is. Okay, here we go. As ever, this camera is coming in very handy because it is picking out all of the bits I've not managed to paint myself but couldn't spot with the naked eye. Very handy. Jack Wood says, I stopped eating cereal when I switched to oat milk. It's funny. Like, I guess I never really ate that much cereal anyway, but like, I'd always consider buying it. But then it's kind of early days for me. I'm sort of still adjusting to plant-based milks. Like, I went off tea for a while, which was like, because I used to drink it so much, was weird because I didn't miss it because I sort of just no longer liked what it was for me. But I'm glad to say my palate's adjusted, and I'm perfectly happy with a cup of tea with oat milk now. Like, oh no! Ronnie says almond milk is bad for bees. Migratory bee farming harms bees and is used in almond and avocado production. Ah, well, sod that then. No thanks, almond milk. I'm with bees on this one. Jordan Wallishin has done a super chat saying, just finished 3 weeks of isolation due to a potential exposure. Wow. Celebrating by spending this morning inside painting an ogre. Cheers from Canada. Well, I'm glad your isolation is at an end, and now you're inside because you choose to be, not because you have to be. Because that sounds like a drag. That does not sound like fun. But like, thank you as well for staying the course, naturally isolating for that long. Because certainly in the UK, where a lot of people are just dreadful and selfish, a bunch of people have been told to isolate, and they're like, "Nah, I ain't doing 10 days. 10 days is nothing compared to what was that, 30? 3 weeks, so 21 days." But still, like, yeah, less than half that time, people are like, "How dare you? I'm British." So there we go. Right. Anonymous says, going off tea, doesn't that get you banished from the realm? It's funny because when I was, starting to talk about how I'd gone off tea and, I used to drink a lot of it. Yeah, I did drink a lot of it, but I find the whole, I'm English, I can't live without my tea things just like slightly excruciating because it's such a hallmark of the basically like flag shaggers, like the horribly nationalistic people. Like, not, I'm not, and this isn't me trying to like say tea is inherently fascistic or anything, but also it does have really strong colonial associations. So like, I find it a bit harder to be like, ha ha ha, yeah, oh, we're so English, we love tea, like, hoo hoo hee hee hee. It's like, yeah, okay, it is, is a real symptom of how we just screwed over a lot of other nations for a very long time. Anyway, back on course. Let's stay cheerful. Here's my palette. I just dripped on my keyboard. You can see I've got this sort of darker brown going on now, but I am going to mix in some of the lighter colour. There we go. Josephina Vengerberg says, I could not live without tea, but also hate the monarchy. So this is the thing. This is the thing. You know, life is a complex dance. I believe Ronan Keating had something to say about it. Oh, that's too much of that colour, so that's gone back the other way. You can see there. I'm going to add a bit more of the darker brown. Oh, Emma Benton's in the chat. Hello, Emma. I hope you're well. Good morning. Bit more of that brown. Yeah, that's a bit better. There we go. That's a darker brown. Also looks alarmingly like... It looks fudgy. It looks like a salted caramel something. I don't really have a sweet tooth, and I'm so bored of people obsessing over salted caramel. However, this paint genuinely looks quite nice. Am I going to eat it? Never say never. So there we go. That's the sort of brown we're working with now. And again, I'm kind of almost deliberately letting the paint run out on my brush here, so I can leave patches of sort of the lighter brown to show through. Craig Heath says, that last palette colour looked a little too Bristol Stool Chart. Thank you very much for that, Craig. That's a really unfortunate association, which I now can't get out of my head. So, good times had by all, especially in Bristol. Yeah, quite like how that's coming together. It's sort of rich. Plant your bloody elbows. There we go. I should really just pin my elbow to the table for these streams, apart from the fact that would be hideously uncomfortable. But it would be better for the focus. Emma says, I finally acquired coffee. Morning is saved. It's 4:30 for me. It's probably a bit late to just fire up the coffee machine. But I wouldn't mind one. Wouldn't mind a little coffee. Oh, well, we'll have a break in a bit. Maybe I'll have a cup of tea. Ho, 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 God save the Queen, etc., etc. Okay. So, hopefully you can see, this looks a bit patchy, and frankly, that bit in particular looks awful. But I think we're going to sort of go darker with the brown and get more selective about where we actually slap the paint on. This is a little bit slapdash, but I think this is going to come together quite nicely, and then we can just really work on all the horrible guts and all that lovely detail. Ifa Brennan says, flag shaggers is my new favourite term for patriotic extremists. I'm glad I could help. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, it's just so evocative, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, I get it. Like that guy who was going off on Twitter about the Eurovision Song Contest and was like, well, nil point, you'd think they'd remember how much we did for them in the Second World War. And genuinely, I'm not sure if it's satire or not. I saw it, my eyes rolled so far back in my head, I tipped over and fell over. But yeah, goodness me. This country, sometimes. Very brown. I'm really struggling with the focus today. Not so very brown. Very brown. Not so very brown. I think that's all right. Yeah, we'll go back in with the sort of, yeah, that's fine. That'll all blend together. We're going to shade this at some point as well. Adam Burrows has done a super chat saying, good morning from Phoenix. Been loving your Control series. The next you find yourself in the FBC, check your side quests as they can sometimes give you new powers. Love it. Can't wait for more. Thank you very much, Adam, for the super chat and for the advice. I was actually thinking today, I recorded the next episode, thinking like it's been a while since I found a random side object and got something new to mess around with. So, Valdis Fox has done a super chat to say, "Hey Johnny, as a Brit living abroad, I'd like to ask what country besides the UK would you want to live in? Thanks for everything you do. Is it cheating if I say an independent Scotland? Because if I had to get out of the UK, that would be right up on my list of destinations. Get me to Edinburgh. Failing that, where would I want to live? I mean, I have Italian heritage, but I don't speak any Italian. But it would be interesting to kind of reconnect with that. That would be an option. Or I actually speak a little bit of Spanish, and I really like Spain, so maybe Spain. I could do. I mean, Canada would actually be quite up there on the list as well, but I've not been forced out of the country yet, so we'll see. But thank you very much for the super chat and the interesting question, Valdis Fox. Josephina Vengerberg has done a super sticker. I don't think I've seen this one before, of a Shiba Inu grinning and then tilting its head to be like, heh, eh. I'll do it actually at the camera. It's like, grin, tilt head, which is adorable. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, we need to mix up some more paint here. Reese Pankhurst has done a super chat saying, "Hello from Australia. I hope your day is great. I absolutely love your work." Thank you. That's really kind. Everyone's been very, very nice today. It's making me slightly suspicious. What have I done? What do you all know that I don't? No, my day's going really well, actually. I struggled last week to get a bit of work done for a number of reasons. But this week I feel like I'm back on track. I've got some... I'm doing the stream now, did some recording earlier. I've got some more recording to do after this because I feel like I'm on a roll. And then, yeah, for complete transparency, I'm still kind of getting into the groove of working to a Patreon schedule and getting everything done. And it feels like I'm kind of getting everything done very late in the month, which is what I did last month. And I kind of want to get to a place where I'm releasing things on a more sort of spread out schedule, but I'm still in an adjustment period, it turns out, and I've caught myself being a little bit hard on myself earlier, like last week, kind of feeling like I'd already wasted most of the month and yada yada yada, and then I kind of realized I've never worked on a model like this before. That don't mean that. I mean, I've never worked on a model like this before. It's a zombie bear, for crying out loud. But I mean, like, business-wise, I've never worked for myself, like having a business. I've kind of been freelance for people, but now I work for me, and it's a big change. But yeah, long story short, my day's going really well, thanks. Dream Club, wow, super chats are flying off the walls, flying into the walls. Dream Club has done a super chat saying, any favourite NPCs you ever created? Mine is the Great Sarcasmo, a party wizard that when magic returned to our world, turned Washington DC into a real swamp during a fit of rage. Wow. Favourite NPC? I've really loved I love making unexpected animal NPCs. So I love Seal Gaiman. I don't want to spoil anything, but the Oxventure's got something pretty special in store for it in this episode run. I made a goat called Alexander the Great. I find animals very funny because, like, they're easy for the players to ignore, but also because they're animals and, like, they have no etiquette, they can speak truth to power. So I'll just, I'll use them basically to just not to wind up the players, to give myself a break sometimes so I can just yell like a goat, but also to just kind of undermine them a bit, to get back at them a little bit, to be like, not every NPC has to be a pushover and they can just have agency. Because I think a lot of the time, understandably, player characters kind of look at NPCs as bit players. And they're like, oh, yeah, but he's just here until he's served his purpose. And there's not always a reason why an NPC might go, no, actually, I'm going to dig my heels in here. Goat doesn't need a reason. Goat's just a goat, you know? Goat's just a goat. So, favourite NPCs. Yeah, it's all the animals, basically. Stephen Paul's done a super chat saying, Oxventure is out. The beast has been sated for now. That's why we're all especially cheery. Well, that's a lovely thing to hear. I hope it went down all right. Loki Akai says, every beer garden needs some faffy bric-a-brac. Thank you very much for the super chat as you continue to basically single-handedly build me a beer garden. It's wonderful. Craig Heath has done a super chat saying, a couple of weeks ago mentioned I'm taking over DM reins for our D&D group and have my first session tomorrow. Equal parts excited and Legoing it. Bricking it. Very good. I was like, is that a phrase? Good luck. If you're excited, then great. Like, so are the players, and that you all know each other anyway, so you know what they kind of want out of the experience. And I'm sure you've got great ideas as to how to deliver it. Legoing it though you might be, I'm sure you're going to absolutely smash it. So have fun and let us know how it goes. Bless you. So we're going in now again. Oh, bloody focus. Whoop. There we go. Going in again with this. Well, this is just the unmixed brown now. So I'm going to try and I might start on the back. Really, just follow the kind of hidden musculature and try and really build up more of a sense of coat. Because at the minute, this all looks a little bit samey. But we're going to shade it. I've got a couple more browns to mix in. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's already looking a bit more built up. So, yeah. Emma Benton says, I'm so behind on Oxventure. I'll catch up one day. Just watch the recap, Emma. It's not homework. It's there to be enjoyed. So if you want to just jump straight in on this saga, take the pressure off and watch the current stuff, while kind of, if you want to catch up fully, catching up at your leisure, basically the Oxventure gang wrote a summary of who the characters are and what's sort of happened so far. I narrated it. They've very lovingly and very kindly put it together, and it's just an instant way of getting up to speed. Tom Titherington has done a super chat saying, hi everyone, wrestling with my feelings at the moment, but I'm delighted for this nice distraction. Love you all, with a smiley face. Best of luck, Tom, and lots of love is what I meant to say. Best of luck. It sounds like I'm shining you on. Lots of love, Tom. I'm sorry to hear that things are a bit of a wrestling match at the minute, but whatever it is you're going through, I hope you suplex it off the top turnbuckle very soon and then pin it for the 1, 2, 3, because you are good. Your name is really fun to read out, and you deserve happiness. As does everyone in this chat, incidentally, in case that was ever in any doubt. Your names may not be as fun to read out as Tom Titherington, but I wish bloody everyone the best. Take that. Oh my god. Emma Benton says, OMG, Mr. Weed Whacker, it is 8 a.m. Stop. Honestly, ridiculous. The Purple Marauders done a super chat to say, do you have a limit on puns as a GM? I just watched No Malone, thinking of the No Melon killed. I don't really... My limit on puns changes. I feel like, especially among the Discord, I've given the impression that I don't like puns. I bloody love puns. It's just that sometimes, especially in D&D, the puns come so thick and fast that you'll see me take 4 or 5 run-ups at saying the next sentence, which needs to be said to keep the adventure rolling and move us on to the next thing. So I think sometimes when I do stuff like, say, kill an NPC, it's partly just for fun, but it's sort of almost like a coded message to be like, we do need to keep this rolling, because otherwise, like, so often, and believe me, I've found this out the hard way, especially during live shows, so often, like, you'll be getting good stuff out on the stage or on video, and it's a really worthwhile distraction. But at the same time, I'm always aware that we're eating into our time, and just because of the linear nature of time, it often means that we're robbing ourselves of time to resolve the final act. It's something I've got better at marshalling, and they've got better at just kind of not planning endlessly and just being very like straight down the line, like very story forward. But it is still tricky. So yeah, there's a time and a place for puns. It's like water. I really like water. Water's great. Water keeps me from dying. But right now I'm enjoying a pint of water, and that's the perfect amount of water. If 100,000 gallons came pouring through the window right now, the stream would be over because I would have been washed away along with this computer and possibly electrocuted. So, everything in moderation. So there. Stephanie M says, sending positive vibes to anyone who needs them. There we go. Take them vibes. Clem is on a super chat saying, hope everyone will have a wonderful week ahead with that's a grinning emoji. That's not just a smiling emoji. Thank you, Clem, very much. On, A, for the super chat, but B, on behalf of everyone else. Positive vibes, always well received. And I really like, incidentally, that this is a community that I have to change the f-stop on this camera. This is driving me up the wall. Is that too dark? Yes, it is. That's too much, isn't it? 11? Can we get away with that? Brighter, brighter, brighter. Brighter. Okay, that's full brightness now. But just want this model to stay in focus. It's all I want in life. Okay, fingers crossed that'll help a little bit. Aidan Folk says, Andy is more willing to pun than be punned. I think that is also... God, that's such a good way of putting it. I've never considered that as a thing. But yeah, puns are great, but puns are also... I've missed a super sticker. Whoops. Have I? Yes, I have. Oh, good luck or a quick death. I'm so sorry. Oh, and I've missed a couple of super chats as well. Cripes. Right, good luck or a quick death has done a super chat of... These are new. These must be. It's the pair with the sports band, about which I've spoken before, kind of doing like a dance with a straw boater and then ending with like jazz hands, dancing in front of confetti that looks a bit like bananas, but it says, you are amazing. Like, thank you very much. Good luck or a quick death. It was a nice way to discover that super stickers are evolving and they're getting harder to describe. Neve Owen has done a super chat, say, just popping in shortly before a final round interview at 5, trying to keep my mind focused elsewhere. Neve, best of luck. I hope it goes well. I mean, like, you're already in the final round. They wouldn't have you in if they didn't think you were worth talking to. So, just own that and get in there. And, yeah, I'm sure you'll do great. Speaking of interviews, Darth Monk has done a super chat saying, got my second job interview for an analytical chemist position tomorrow, and I'm super nervous and wondering what kind of questions I have that I didn't get answered before. So a nice chill stream is nice at the moment. Well, same deal, Darth Monk. You wouldn't be getting a second interview if you weren't worth interviewing. So I hope everything goes well. Yeah, best of luck. Criminy. Adam Burrows has done a super chat saying, doesn't Merylwen still owe that wizard a favour? Yes, actually. Thank you for that. That's going to come back and bite her in the bum soon. Trey Zen has done a super chat saying, had a great weekend. Played a bunch of new board games. Brackets, the box art for Batman Who Laughs Rising is interesting. And I got my first Pfizer jab yesterday. Hope everyone has a great week. Congratulations on the jab, Trey Zen. I actually booked in both of my vaccinations over the weekend, and I couldn't be more excited. It sounds weird for somebody with quite so many tattoos to say, but I'm not great with vaccines. I don't really like getting them. Although actually, I don't think I've had a vaccine since I had my first tattoo, so maybe I'm just totally fine with them now. But yeah, I don't love them. I'll say that much. But I'm gonna be there bright and breezy, just to say like, hello. It's time for you to stab me in the arm with a needle. Can't wait. Martin Thomas says Team Pfizer. I don't know which one I'm going to be getting, but you know. Ooh, Max Taylor says, you and the Ox crew have inspired me to pick up a copy of Blaze in the Dark. I'm getting hyped to run a one-shot soon. Yes, Max, that sounds excellent. Okay, So, gosh, we're painting a lot of browns today, but I'm going to shade this to kind of try and bring it together and add a bit more contrast into the fur, because I think that's going to really help work out where we need to continue to darken things down. Doc Eyebrows got their first vaccine appointment tomorrow. Aiden Folks says the anticipation is worse than the jab. That's what I'm banking on. Dave Longan says, got my jab about 2 weeks ago. The needle is so tiny you legitimately can't feel it. Well, there we go then. Iron Scar says, when it comes to zombie circus bear puns, I really need to raise my game and stop clowning around. They will be unbearable. There we go. But right, this is what we were saying. Thank you. That's a good segue back into what we were talking about before I realised I'd missed a whole bunch of super chats. Where's me shade brush? Puns. They're someone's punning, someone's being punned, and when they're particularly laboured, that's where you get the balance shifting from like everyone enjoying the joke to one person having a great time and everyone else feeling vaguely sick. Like, it's all jokes are a balance really, because it's someone telling the joke and they've heard it before, so they're less likely to laugh, but they're still appreciating that humour as they kind of they tell the joke again. And then there are people who are hearing it for the first time who are really the target audience. But when you are doing a pun, 90% of the target audience really is you, at least with the most egregious ones. I don't know where that brush has gone. Oh, here it is. Wow. Okay. Cool. Revolver Rock says, wait, what's that dice tray you've got there? Why, this is an Oxventure's Guild dice tray. There are Oxventure dice trays, dice bags, and dice, which are frankly flipping amazing. I dropped the D20 from my set, though, like 3 weeks ago, and I still can't find it, which is really irritating. Oh, Revolver Rock, I thought you were asking, because you were like doing a plug, like to be like, oh, what's that you've got there? Brilliant! It's time for another one of Ronnie's paint taste reviews. Ronnie's paint taste reviews: Moot Green, 1 out of 10, disgusting. Don't lick the brush. See, so this is Moot Green. I'm just gonna give it a smell. Yep. No. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. No. That smells like it tastes awful. Sorry to hear it, Ronnie. But thank you for doing the taste test so we don't have to. Craig Joyce has done a super chat saying, can you give my girlfriend Danny a shout out? She's watching her first painting stream with me right now. Danny, welcome aboard. I promise you, I was about to say, I promise you we don't talk about tasting paint actually that much. Yes, we do. Drink your paint water. But you don't have to taste the paints. That's the good news. We do talk about it a lot, but it's completely optional as to whether or not you want to get your own mouth involved with the thankfully non-toxic acrylic paints so many people use to paint their miniatures taste like. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this doesn't put a strain on your relationship, and thank you very much to Craig for the super chat. I hope you feel like you got your money's worth. Oh dear. Oh no. What time is it? It's 10 to 5. We're gonna get this little undead bear done by 8 PM. Easy. Not an issue. Right. So there's a shade going on. Come on, focus. I could put it on autofocus, but I think that would be vaguely nightmarish. Yeah, you can see the shade going on. This does just look very homogenized, but I promise you, it is actually it's doing the job. It's doing the bits. So yeah. It's actually quite refreshing just to focus solely on the fur for a while, and then we're going to go in and do all the gore. Hopefully I won't accidentally overpaint and have to fix said fur, but sometimes it's nice just to focus on getting all the biggest areas done relatively swiftly, so you can really zoom in on those highlights. Just a bit of fun, really. Valdis Fox says, Johnny, what's your thoughts on the UK getting 0 points in Eurovision? Hilarious. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I do feel bad for the entrants. As I understand it, the UK's like performers were actually, pretty good. And, they didn't deserve to be humiliated. And to be honest with you, I don't feel like they were, but I feel like the UK was. And I think that is delicious because it turns out you reap what you sow. So there you go. And Amanda Holden's like, oh, isn't it funny? Like, I don't know what that language was. I'm English. Absolutely dreadful, misjudged, crap joke that wouldn't have been funny 25 years ago, let alone now. Like, oh gosh, one of those was, what was it? One of those was French. One of those phrases was Dutch, and I don't know which is which. Top bollocks. Well, in a colourful, vibrant celebration of people across Europe. What a brilliant thing to bring to the party, to be like, ha ha ha. Not only have we cut off our own noses to spite our faces by leaving the largest trading bloc in the Northern Hemisphere, but we're going to be dicks about how little we know as well. Like, brilliant. Love it. Hermit Prime says, to be honest, we kind of had it coming. We really did. And I'm sorry, but the people who have got their noses out of joint because not even Ireland gave us a point. Like, are you aware of Ireland, like, as a concept? Like, are you honestly that surprised that Ireland doesn't feel especially disposed to give us a point in a made-up song contest? Like, Jesus, wake up. Bob says, just joined in, but does the bear have a party hat on? Yes, the bear does. This is a zombie circus bear. So it's also wearing, like, jolly kind of bunting, almost. So we're going to pick out some colours for that later. Maybe sort of yellows and greens. The party hat, we should do red, because party hat, come on. But yeah. Koshtube Chowan says, I will be honest, I still have very little idea about what Eurovision is. That is normal. That is just sort of a natural phenomenon that occurs when you come into contact with anything to do with Eurovision, because it is just an utterly bizarre thing, but it is delightful at the same time. Basically, it's a load of European countries competing with pop songs, and you're not allowed to have sort of like huge artists, like, we couldn't put, who's an absolutely enormous British artist in? God, I'm so out of touch with modern music. Oh no, Daniel Stierg? ST? I'm sorry, I've fucked up your surname there. It says, is the bear going to have clown face paint? Yes, it is now. Julia Echo is on Super Chat saying, hi Johnny, this is a reminder that you're awesome. Now you're both GMing in Geth. Do you and Luke discuss references or do you surprise each other? Bit of each. Bit of 6 1 half dozen the other. Oh, here we go. All right. People have said things. Adele. Let's go with Adele as an example. We wouldn't be allowed to field Adele, I don't believe. Although, yeah, you wouldn't be allowed to put Adele in. But everyone, basically, they choose a song, they go perform it in just an absolutely bizarre, incomprehensible, but wonderful competition where then everyone votes, and there's a public vote, but also judges that vote. So each country ends up with a sort of an allocation of points from 12 points all the way down to nil point, as it's so famously known. And it's very funny because the Eastern Bloc countries always vote for each other. So there's a lot of just weird politicking going on. But then, generally speaking, like whatever wins, it will be bananas and beautiful and wonderful. So there we go. Ifa Brennan says, or is it Aoife? No, it's Ifa. I got this wrong and then I got it right before, but time has passed and I am fallible. But the super chat reads, as far as zombie bears go, this one is positively cute. With that, I have to get ready for work. I'll watch the VOD. Make it a juggalo bear. Oh, God. I'll make it a clown bear, but I won't make it a juggalo bear. Nothing against Insane Clown Posse, obviously, but... Okay, so this is... I'm just waiting for the shade to dry now, but I'm quite pleased with how this is coming together. And we're going to do just on the most raised bits here, so kind of the shoulders and over the tail and stuff, we're going to do a darker brown still, because we've just been doing Blood Reaver Flesh, but we've got... Oh, look at that. We've got an even darker brown. So we'll work some of that in, and then I think we'll turn our attention to all the gutty wats. Corio Malayam is on Super Chat saying, I finished painting my first mini last night after being inspired to do it from watching your streams. Amazing. I hope you had a great time. I find it a very rewarding hobby. It's just nice. It's relaxing. It's nice to paint something up and go, look, I made this look like this with my hands, and have it not be a disaster. So, yeah. Oh, no. Adam Burrows says, elevator pitch here on the accents, polka dots. We're not doing polka dots again. Patrick Casey says, who would win in a fight, your zombie circus bear or the zombie white tiger from Army of the Dead? My money would be on the bear. I haven't actually seen Army of the Dead yet, and by all accounts, I think people have variously said that it is dreadful and you shouldn't watch it, and that it is pretty bad and you absolutely must watch it. So I'm probably going to watch it. Just stick it on and just sort of unhinge my jaw and just slump into the sofa and just watch it. Not unlike a zombie. Oh God, the Annihilation bear. I forgot about the bear from Annihilation. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Craig Joyce. That bear is it's incredible. Like, that scene in the film is very good, but just that book in general is great. I think Jeff Vandermeer is a wonderful author. Kobe Morris says, how about pink with yellow polka dots? No reason for that colour scheme, just, throwing it out there. I'm not... And Will says, oh, you know what would look good? Motley. I mean, we'd have 3 more hours of stream, but I'm not sure I want to do... I'll see. We'll do the guts. I'll do the clown face paint, and then we'll do the rough last. We'll see how much time we've got and how daunted I am by the prospect. You beautiful, horrible people. What about plaid, says Jack Wood. Stop it! What? Highwee says Army of the Dead has a cameo from former White House press secretary Sean Spicer. I hope he gets his head ripped off. Yeah, it's a Snyder movie. I forgot about that bit. Yeah. Okay. You've got tartan paint, right? Stop it. Dark eyebrow and Robin Datta. Right, so we've got a darker brown here, and like I say, hopefully you can see sort of up here. I'm just going to work on the sort of more raised areas. Yeah, this is coming together all right, actually. Just a lot of shades of brown. Amitav Bhargavan says in a super chat, hey Johnny, I can finally fully catch a stream. I am lucky enough that I'll be DMing my first campaign with Out of the Abyss. Do you have any tips for a first-time GM? Yes. Stay calm. Sounds obvious, but give yourself time to breathe. You can take a break if you want to. And someone... there's going to come a point where someone's going to ask you a question and you don't know straight off. Maybe you need to think about it for a second. Maybe you need to look something up. The pause is going to feel a lot longer than it actually is. You're going to be there being like, oh no, I've kept them waiting forever. No, you haven't. Don't worry about it. But if you are worried about your players having a good time, check in with them. Just be like, is everyone having a good time? Is everyone, is everyone comfortable? La 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 la. Like, I think because obviously a lot of the time the person running the game is springing stuff on them, or they know more about the situation that's being played out, and they're kind of leading the party on a tale of the unexpected. They feel like they have to always be this unknowable, surprising figure, and they can't check in, which I think is absolute nonsense. It's perfectly acceptable to go like, how's everyone doing? Like, just quick check, everyone cool? And then you can go from there. And I think it makes people feel a bit more valued, actually, rather than just like, I'm telling a story and you're here to witness it, which is a horrible way of running a game. Bear, zombie bear. That's what you look like. Everall 506 gotta have the red clown nose. Yeah. Rudy Gerber says, I was just thinking, plain white with red trim, but then bloodstains and rot. Goodness. Eddie McName says, hey Johnny, on my lunch break, thought I'd drop in and check out today's stream. Hey Eddie, it's pretty cursed. It's a zombie bear, and we're going to give it clown makeup. Because nobody wants to be happy, I think. Jesse Caswell has done a super chat saying, I ran an adventure this weekend where my group went to a town full of tabaxi and fought undead tabaxi and tiger. The culprit was a necromancer. That sounds great. I find the tabaxi so cool. Like, one of my favourite ever character that I've got to play in D&D is Rust on the Harbour, the tabaxi rogue. He's just great fun. And yeah, I find I've never actually either run or played in a game where an entire tabaxi community is portrayed, but I'd find it fascinating. I just think they're dead cool. Okay. We're going to do this? Yeah, we're going to do this. All right. We need glaze medium for this. Aoife Byrne has done a super sticker. It's the pear of which I've spoken in the past. It's the absolute classic. It's the pear kind of reclining with its sort of pear-shaped body with a sort of like its butt/tummy combination out here just going, how's it going? It's going pretty well, Aoife. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Let's see. Glaze medium. And some form of white, please. Pale sand. Because clown makeup's kind of off-white, isn't it? Oh, necromancer. It was a necromancer that was to blame at the Tabaxi town. Necromancer. Oh, wow, that's good. That's really good. I'm sorry I missed that. Thank you very F for pun. Joke head. Damn, you missed my pun. Thank you for catching me up and making me realise I missed the pun. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit of pale sand, which is this lovely off-white cream colour, which I am using all the time these days. And this is Vallejo Glaze Medium. It basically, it's just an acrylic medium, so it's basically like paint without pigment. But when you add it to paint, it makes them kind of more transparent. So you make a glaze, which is kind of like laying a coloured coloured gel over a light is a good way of describing it. It also slows the drying process a little bit, so you can kind of keep working with it. But the idea is, because we've got this kind of fleshy colour on the zombie bear's face, if we glaze off-white over it, it's going to look like thinly applied cream makeup that is maybe, wearing off or something. So you can see the flesh underneath, but you can also see that at some point before the end and its resurrection as a zombie, this bear was a clown. Because, like I say, like, people don't want to be happy. Oh, Penelope Brandybuck has done a super chat to say, it's been a while since I've caught a stream. Hope you and the Skeleton Pals have been well. We have, thank you. I mean, I think that's fair to say, right? Oh, that's too much. Too much glaze. Get rid of some of that. Get some of that off the brush. It's too much again. What's going on? Let's get some of that off there. Oh, it's been a while since I've done any glazing. This is proving quite tricky, actually. Okay, that's better. That's better. The thing about glaze is you need patience, because you don't want too much on your brush, because then you're just painting it on. You want to build up thin layers. And this looks a bit ropey right now, but it's also kind of meant to. As this dries, it's going to become more translucent. And then we're going to do more glazes. But actually what I'm going to do... I'm going to daub some of this off, actually. I'm going to do smaller and smaller areas, so it looks like the face paint is coming off. Andy has done a super chat say, vital question, do you believe in ghosts? Not really. I don't think. I don't believe in spirits or the afterlife or any form of God, so no. But I do believe in sort of the power of just folk tale and sort of the power of suggestion in that regard. So, like, do I believe that people believe in ghosts? Yes. Well, I mean, obviously I do, because those people exist. But, like, it's weird. Like, I believe in the potency of ghosts, but that does not mean I believe in ghosts, if that makes sense. Daniel Winecrest says, hey, Johnny, good luck with painting the thing around the bear's neck. It might be a little difficult, but hopefully you won't feel too rough. Very good. Okay, so hopefully you can see sort of the line here around the snout where I've built up some more of that cream but left it in other places. So this is hopefully, if we keep going, going to look more like a bear wearing makeup than a bear that I have done a bad job of painting. So there we go. What about you, chat? Do you believe in ghosts? Like, I've got some friends who, you know, would swear that they had ghostly encounters and all that kind of stuff when they were younger, and I've been creeped out before, and I've been like, oh my god, ghosts. But I just, yeah. Aoife Byrne has done a super chat to say, I get my first vaccine on Wednesday. Give me that vaccine juice. I really enjoy the painting streams. They're my favourite part of the week. Oh, thank you very much, Aoife. I'm glad that I can make Mondays a little less tedious. Jack Wood believes in Ghost the band. Teresa M believes in Ghost. There we go. Kobe Morris says, I don't know, Derek Acora kind of made Ghost look a bit silly to me. You want to watch out. His ghost will be after you. That's probably a bit mean, wasn't it? Oh well. Koyo Walgodzi has done a super chat saying, finally got my husband to watch Blades and he loves Casimir. He had a chunk of bone removed from his leg as a kid and has lived with chronic pain since. Casimir made him feel seen, so thank you. Oh, thank you very much for letting me know and for the super chat. I'm really glad that it's kind of... I'm always glad to hear that Casimir sort of resonates with people, because I didn't want it to seem sort of tokenistic or irreverent or, you know, poorly thought out that I was doing a disabled character. But yeah, oh, this is creepy. I'm very glad to hear that it went down well. Okay, so clown makeup, it's kind of like they do like crosses over the eyes, don't they? I think we need to get sort of some blue on here. That looks awful. Okay, great. Shift says, yes or no questions are divisive. True. Josephina Vengerberg says, I believe in the primal terror of PT. Yes, please. Goodness me. Rhiannon says, I believe they exist, just not as media, etc. portrays them. Yeah. I can see that. Okay. Corn red. Oh, we wanted a blue as well, didn't we? Oh, hello. Calidor Sky. That is a clown blue, if ever I have seen one. Let's get cursed with it. Will says every clown's makeup is different. That's, yes, I forgot about that. So true. Okay, here we go. We need a small brush for this. Let's go for this one. Craig Joyce says, I don't believe in them, but I always feel like I'm being watched. I know what you mean with that regard. I mean, literally I'm being watched right now. Hello to all 393 of you, by the way. But that's because I'm streaming. But yeah, sometimes I do feel uneasy as if I'm sort of being observed. I kind of always put that more down to just sort of like what's going on in my brain and what thoughts I'm having and just sort of sensory stuff. The senses are fickle. A little thing can make them cheat. It might be a spot of undigested beef. A blob of cheese. No, a crumb of cheese, a blob of mustard. Yes. There's more of gravy than of grave about you. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, brilliant. Let's be horrible about this. Yep. It's cursed, all right. We're going to need to shade this down so the red's less vibrant and more sort of zombie-esque, but... Oh, don't like it. Teresa M says, man, now I want to hear you read all of A Christmas Carol. Maybe. I mean, it's in the public domain. Could do an entire reading of A Christmas Carol. That would take quite a long... How long is that book? I don't want to commit to that if it's going to take me days, but... Carlo Maliam says, clown makeup is sort of trademark. The same face design can be passed down along families. Interesting. Linz Miller says, leave comedy to the bears, Johnny. God damn. Okay, I will. Ooh, here we go. Ronnie's paint taste test returns with a smoothie, Bugman's Glow, and a Shabti bone mixture. Good mixture. 2 out of 10. Bitter at first, very bitter, then a weird chemical aftertaste. Oh, okay. It's under 2 hours. It's about 150 pages. It's a fairly short novella. Okay, all right. Yeah, we can try. We can give that a bash. It's certainly shorter than Don Quixote de la Mancha. Or Ulysses. Bloody Ulysses. Sam Turner's on a super chat saying, hey Johnny, I'm moving to the UK on Saturday to try and make it as a pro rugby player. I want to thank you for all you do and for all you do and your openness about depression helped me with my own. You're awesome. Sam, you're awesome. You're moving to another country to try and make it as a professional rugby player. That's fantastic. Best of luck, obviously. I hope it goes well, and I hope you'll keep us informed as to sort of how things are getting on. I hope the UK treats you well. It's not perfect, but there are bits to like about it. Here's a bit to maybe not like about the UK. This bear. Yep, I think we're going to do the other eye blue as well. Come to think of it. This bear. this going to get me kicked off YouTube? It might. Wow, that is effective. Thank you, chat, for making this more horrible than I could possibly have conceived. Cripes. Yeah. Secret Emerald says, oh goodness, that bear is beautifully cursed. You're welcome. Wow, Josephina Vengerberg says, but is the real clown the bear or the one painting the bear as a clown? That's some Obi-Wan Kenobi shit right there. Who's the bigger fool or the fool who follows him? Yep, feeling pretty good about this. Valdis Fox says, the internet, making things worse since 1980. And Keep Calm and Reload says, and the crowd went nope. That tickled me. That was good. I liked that. All right. Deathwatch27 says, thanks, I hate it. Stephen Robson says, where did you get such a cursed bear? The Crooked Die, or Crooked Dice, I think, is the manufacturer. So, yeah. It's a little bit expensive. I think this bear was a tenner, but also, that's kind of great. Oofed. All right. We're now going to start painting these guts. So we're going to do them with corn red, which is sort of, it's quite a vibrant red, but it can dry nicely and dark, but we're going to shade it down because, you know, it's a zombie. The flesh is, well, the blood's going to have oxidized a bit, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to darken it down a bit, and then we're going to start picking out individual bits of entrail. We're going to make some of them sort of that weird, horrible purple slick colour that you get. Because that's just what we do now, apparently. Really, it's quite horrible, actually, to hold this thing so close to my face when that's what its face is like. Horrible. Revolver Rock says, I'd say use purple with a hint of green. Oh, to do this bit. Well, we'll start with this red, and then that is an excellent shout for layering up. Getting some green in that mix would be brilliant. But I've started now, so I shall finish. I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to finish this red coat on this tummy. We shall, yeah, I'm going to finish the red coat on the tummy. Then we're going to have like a really quick break, like 2 minutes, because I could do with a visit to the toilet. And I'll refill my water glass because staying hydrated is important. Hint, hint. Have you had enough water today, etc., etc. And then we'll carry on with this most cursed of creations. Really appreciate you all sticking with me, actually, on this horrible, horrible journey. Daniel Winecrest says, Johnny, if you're going to do some reading, would you consider reading one of the shorter Discworld novels? Regrettably, I can't, because they're not in the public domain. So I could, it would legally, I would be risking, you know, punitive action from the Pratchett estate, which is the last thing I want to do because Terry Pratchett, like, his works are incredible, and I think I would just feel like the worst person in the world if the Pratchett estate was like, can you stop doing that, please? Also, I think, like, it's funny, I came to the Pratchett novels very late. I only read my first one in my late 20s. But they're such a wonderful pleasure to read. I kind of view that pleasure as like a slightly private one. It's just like, it's just mine. But yeah. Anyway. Okay. Oh yeah, I said I was going to do this bit and then go to the toilet. So I'm going to go to the toilet. So everybody, we're going to take 2 minutes. Get some water if you need some water. Have a stretch. Get snacks if you need them. Whatever you need to do in the next 2 minutes, you should go do them. It's your 2 minutes. Use them as you will, whether wisely or not. If you want to just stick around, here's some smooth jazz and a picture of my dog. There we go. Hi everyone. Sorry, I took a little bit longer than I thought, but there was a cat poo on the floor, so I had to clean that up. But yeah. Oh, but it seems like people were having a nice time listening to the jazz. So there we go. Arcadia asks, have you played the Discworld board game Ankh-Morpork? Ankh-Morpork, sorry. It's my absolute favourite board game. I have not. I've played Thud, which is good. It's quite like Kneffel Taffel, but with some fun variations. WhoMD says, well, that's a shitty surprise. Very good. Yeah, that's good fun, but no, I've not played Ankh-Morpork. Valdis Fox says, bio break needed because my face decided it doesn't like having blood in it. That's that. Hope your face stops doing that very soon. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Okay. Right. So, what we're doing now is we're working on this arm. God, this mini's a lot more grisly than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to keep the muscles. I'm going to paint these red, but that skin, I'm going to keep that sort of, that warm grey colour. And just to really get that contrast between flesh and like muscle and skin. Oof, this is quite a lot to this, isn't there? There we go. Good times. Just going to block in all these wounds. The nice witch says, in your head, zombie, zombie. Very good. Okie dokie. Welcome aboard, the nice witch. Look how cursed. Horrible it is. Absolutely awful. Why am I doing this? To myself and to you. No idea. Bunbury says, do not play the Guards board game, though. Oh, that's a shame. Xana H says, which cursed bear would win, this one or Sooty? Sooty is not a cursed bear. Sooty's a delightful bear. How very dare you? The nice witch says, oh no, that bear is not my friend. No, I don't think this bear is anyone's friend. This bear respects only two things. The hustle and anarchy. I really got myself there and I don't know why. It wasn't that funny. Rudy Gerber says you can add a little cream to the skin to simulate subcutaneous fat. Delightful. We'll get around to that. The nice witch says Sooty's a good guy and also has the power of magic on his side. Very true. Which bear would win, this one or Paddington, says Alex Simkin. It depends what the contest really is. Depends what the contest is. As if it's like a physical fight, Paddington might be in a bit of trouble. But if we're talking about like winning the hearts and minds of the people, no question, Paddington all the way. I think even if it were a physical fight, I'd have to put money on Paddington because I couldn't stand to bet against him. Although if I am betting against him, it does make you wonder why I'm there at all and not doing something to stop the fight. But, you know. In this hypothetical, if I'm powerless to stop it, I'd still bet on Paddington. So there we go. So just picking out the... Oh, God, it's rank. Horrible. Will says, just watched a blue tit going absolutely ham on the fat balls in my window feeder. Blue tits are no joke. Genuinely, those birds are intense. Like, they'll fight anything for a start. But they just, yeah, when there's food there, they go ham, as you say. Never seen one eat ham, but with the acronym in mind, they absolutely do. Great. This horrible, horrible bear is coming together quite nicely. Horrible, 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 horrible bear. Let's try it. Let's get some cream in. Oh, God, it's going to be awful. Jaybird says, who would win, this bear or Deacon St. John? What is happening? What are all these this or this things? Does the zombie bear have a name? The zombie bear does not have a name. The zombie bear just is at the moment. But it's probably an unsettling name like Bonzo. But I hate alliterative names as well. Like Bonzo the bear. That's not funny or clever. You just picked the same letter and thought of a name. So I've worked a bit of cream into that sort of arm skin, and it's suitably horrible, actually. Good times. Zombington Bear, Kyle the Bear, Biggie, Darren, Happy the Bear, Gerald the Bear. All of these are interesting. John Hall has done a super chat saying, oh my God, Arcadia and I just realised your bear is Bungle from Rainbow. Wow, so that's what happened to him. Oh no, poor Bungle. I'm not sure I like that. A truly terrifying name like Keith, Wibbles the bear. Is this Beryl when's final form? Henry the Human Eater, bear called Cheeseburger, like in Far Cry. You know what? Whatever name for this monstrous bear makes you the happiest, hold that in your heart, and just be glad that it isn't real and it can't come tear your face off. Really am quite tempted now to watch that Army of the Dead with thingy Batista. There we go. That's how that's looking right now. But all of this red is too red. So we're going to shade it down. So there. Arg, Get Off Me the Bear, Wrigglesworth Barrington, Ziggy Zombie Bear. Interesting. All of these names are cursed. Every last one of them. Josephina Vengerberg says, Christ, that's horrible. It really is. When I picked this, I was like, haha, this will be fun. Zombie bear, hee hee. I don't think I really thought about just how grim this would turn out. I mean, I'm happy with the fur, don't get me wrong. Like, oh, look. Oh, it's a bear. That's cute. Oh, it's a bear from the circus, is it? Oh, no, it's wounded. Oh, God, it's really wounded. What's wrong with its face? Papa? What's wrong with the bear's face? And so on and so forth. Great fun. Some regrets, says Josephina Vengerberg. Absolutely. Okay, right. We've got some flesh shade on the go here, which is good for flesh, funnily enough. I'm just going to get work that, just really work that into the guts, actually. Yeah. Just get it in the wounds. There we go. So now they look a bit darker, and they're currently glistening, which is horrible. I'm actually going to do some Nuln Oil in this as well to really darken it down. Or maybe I'll just shade it several times with flesh shade. Here we go. Yep, Yep, it's cursed, all right. Why do we always paint cursed things? Perhaps it is I and not the things who are cursed. Oh, that's a bit much. So the nice thing about shades is that, oops, if you ever get too much... Matthew Edison's done super chat saying, after seeing all this, all I'll say is sleep was overrated anyway. Yup. Don't think any of us are going to be sleeping easy tonight. If you get too much shade and it starts pooling on the miniature like it kind of was on that skin, you can just dry your brush off and just start moving it away. That's a very good way of controlling how much shade you get on the different bits of the model. See, we're informative as well as horrifying. Great, just going to wait for that to dry. In the meantime, actually, let's get working on this hat. I don't know why, I just really quite strongly feel that the hat should be a festive red colour. But we'll make this a much brighter red than the red on the wounds, so they kind of complement each other, but without being exactly the same shade. Oh yes, oh delightful. Yes, yes, yes. Very good, Zombie Bear. Your hat is red. Oh God! I might have to cast this into the sea once I'm done with it. It's bloody horrible. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. It's horrible and I love it, says Thunder Cookie. Excellent. Doc Eyebrow says, is the bear Santa? Well, we can do the pom-pom a different colour. I don't think that's especially Santa-esque. Oh God, it's awful. Oh man. 2020 the bear. Very good, keep calm and reload. I think that's a very good name for the bear, actually. Okay, yeah, I think that's wonderful. And I think we've just named this bear. It's called 2020. All right. Let's get some yellow. On they go. Valdis Fox says, is this your least favourite thing you've ever painted? Gosh. It's right up there. I mean, I'm enjoying how it's coming together, though. It's just horrible. I think my least favourite thing I've ever painted is probably, in the end, it turned out to be my Nighthaunt army, which I sold because I couldn't stand to look at it anymore. Because I just ran out of steam painting it, and I grew to hate it and myself. So that's the existential crisis version. Is this the most horrible thing I've painted? No, I've painted grimmer things than this, I think. But not by much. Yeah, look at that. Look at that yellow pop away there. Delightful. Juliet Echo says, I keep forgetting it's not still 2020 because it still feels like 2020. Yep. Yep. I feel you on that one. Weird, isn't it? When people say 2019, my brain immediately goes, oh, that was just last year. It is odd. It's 2020 forever now. Oh no. Okay. The shade is drying on this flesh, but I want to do another coat to really start darkening it down. So it's going to be a while before we're back to working on the flesh. So we should start thinking about the rough. What colours do we want? I'm happy to do sort of, block colours in between these little bits. But what are we saying? I'm not especially enamoured of the idea of doing motley or polka dot, but I think a green in there would be good, like a sort of a bright green. Just cursed things. Not denim, Valdis Fox. Stop it. Stop trying to buy everything in denim. Blue and red motley with golden bells. Oh, wait, hang on. So would blue and red motley just be alternating rather than like an intricate pattern on each? Motley pattern. Oh yeah, I can do that. I'll do motley. Yeah, I like that actually. Motley's a piece of piss. Right. Yeah, I actually do think blue and red with yellow bells is the best way to do this. Yeah. Let's do it. Cool. All right. I'm not doing a denim bear, the night switch. Stop it. Paint some jeans on the bear, Johnny. Amy, it's cursed enough. Come on. Nathaniel Levy says, hello, everyone. Got in late. Had to take my mum to the optometrist. What have I missed? You've missed this. You missed this monstrosity. It's coming together really well, and I hate it, but I love it. Is it too late for Paisley? Yes. Okay. We're doing corn red, and we're doing Calidor Sky in a lovely motley pattern. Count the triangles, says Peter Fisher. Good point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Yep, that's an even number. Very, very good point. Thank you. So we don't want our motley to have two of the same colour together now, do we? That would be awful. Here we go. Here we are. Dream Club says, I'm trying to make stuff for a D&D game, and now I just want to make a horror story about this bear. Make the horror story about this bear in D&D. There you go. 2 birds, 1 stone. There's a creature. It's been terrorizing a village. You must find it. People think it's a bear. It is a bear, but it's more than just a bear. How did this bear become the way it is? Who is responsible? Who will pay for this bear's crimes? There's your adventure. I mean, if we're going to create nightmares, we may as well create nightmares that can be enjoyed in a pen and paper role-playing game. Right? Yeah, the red's coming on. Wow, I hate this. Don't let this bear be a werebear, says Isabel. CW1. That's a very good point. Bloody werebears. Although they're generally good, so could be worse. Although this bear wouldn't be good, would it? Actually, kind of digging the red and white, but well, let me paint in this final triangle of red, and we'll go from there. Why doesn't the bear have red around its muzzle? Because maybe it's not eaten anyone yet. Revolver Rock. Or maybe it cleaned itself and reapplied its face makeup. Just because it's a zombie doesn't mean it can't have professional standards. Okay. Yeah, we should go with the blue. It'll look nice. Okay. Bears have good oral hygiene, says Valdis Fox. There you go. Valdis Fox says it, it must be true. That's why this bear doesn't have red around its muzzle. Also, if it's been like, maybe it's been scavenging or something and it's been eating meat that's long dead. Okay. Would a zombie bear hibernate? That's what I want to know. Because technically it doesn't have a metabolism anymore. So if it has no metabolism, it has no heartbeat, there's no metabolic rate to slow down enough to put it in a state of torpor and then hibernation. But would it want to hibernate? Would it feel the need? I guess it depends if it were in a climate where it ordinarily would. Because bears don't hibernate in like zoos, right? Because they have food all year round and it's not as cold. Keep Calm and Reload says, yes, Johnny, they sleep like the dead. Thank you very much. Very good. But if it has no metabolism, it wouldn't be eating anyone either, would it, says Kim Nicaro. I mean, zombies do, though. Even though it's of no nutritional benefit, they still want to eat. Oh, bears do hibernate in zoos. At least the outdoor one near me, they do. Oh, there you go. We're all learning. Bears in zoos will not hibernate if food is available, though they will slow down and sleep more than usual, says Ronnie. Same. To be perfectly honest with you. Will asks an important question. Do zombies poop? I'm guessing no. Not really sure. Seems like the chat is now helping workshop a D&D session about a horrible zombie clown bear, so I feel like my work here is done. A good time had by all. Yeah, blue and red motley was absolutely the right choice here. Ta-da. Oh. What do they do with all that meat they consume? Do they just consume and then rupture, asks Will. That's sort of the way I've always seen it. It's just, yeah, they're just like num 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 pop. Or, if they're particularly old, like num 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 splat. Because there's no stomach for it to go to. Gonna need a second coat on that blue, aren't we? It's a bit patchy. Okay, right, do another triangle of blue, then another coat of shade, and then more blue, get the yellow in there. By the time we finish the rough, we should be able to move on to working on the guts again. Oh, this thing's cursed. Ugh. Linon says, do zombies poop out eclectic peeps? This is a weird community, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm ecstatic it exists, but let's not pretend for a second it's especially normal. Boye Svensson says, hibernating bears don't poop, they bung up. Another proof of their zombiness. I don't think we can... I don't think we're ready to jump to the conclusion that all bears are zombies. Don't know where that's come in, but... Let's see. Craig Joyce now, yeah, says, so do zombies have a metabolism? I don't think they do, no. Because, like, I think we can all assume that zombies derive no chemical energy from food. They don't starve to death. Like, that's just not a thing that happens to them. Which means that if they don't need chemical energy and they derive none from their food, then they don't have a metabolism. Which also explains why, they don't heal, for example, or, any of the benefits you normally get from a body that is living. Nick Jeffries on Super Chat say, just tuned in to hear you talk about zombie poop. It reminds me, did you hear about the vegan zombie who wanted to eat your grains? It's very good. I enjoyed that. Right. Just going to give this brush a quick wash, and then we're going to shade the wounds again. And then we're going to go back to the rough, bit of back and forth. What a strange way to mark a Monday, hey? Ronnie says the zombies in The Last of Us would have had a metabolism, though, since they're hostage to a fungus parasite. But, this is the question. Are they zombies, or are they just infected? Because in 28 days later, they are infected. They are living people. That's why they die when they just take mortal wounds rather than being shot in the head, like, say, your Romero zombies. I would argue that the infected in The Last of Us are not zombies. They are just infected. And in fact, they are not undead. Blaze Ace has done a super chat to say, in the D&D I'm running, Edlin killed an NPC who burned to a cinder within seconds. Without thinking, I said he touched a vital to story book lying on the floor that's now ashes. I stopped for part 2. Help? Okay, let me read this again. In the D&D I'm running, Edlin killed an NPC who burned to a cinder within seconds. Without thinking, I said he touched a vital to story book lying on the floor that's now ashes. I stopped for part 2. Help? Oh, I see. So there was a book that's vital to the story. That was touched. It's now ashes, but presumably that book is still vital to the story. I mean, is it impossible for there to be another copy of said book? Or is there something else in the world that could fulfill the same role as the book that just got burned to a crisp? Is there a way to scoop the ashes up and restore the book? There must be another way to get the same information or have it fulfill the same function, right? Keep Calm and Reload says, was the book Dante's Inferno? Will says it's not vital to the story anymore, which I think, yeah, I would agree. You can find a way around it. Find the book's author, that's a good suggestion. Steal the book from an earlier point in time, that's a nuclear suggestion if ever I saw one. Snort the book ashes for knowledge. Thanks, Phil Connolly, that's a great tip. Okay. Last bit of blue in here. This again will need 2 coats, so we'll layer up the blue, do the yellow sort of bells on the end, and then it's purple and green time for these gutty wats, because they are looking very red and vital right now, aren't they? Doc Eyebrow says, gotta go have dinner before heading back to work. Have a great stream, everybody. I'm impressed that you still have an appetite, Doc Eyebrow. You've got a stronger stomach than me. Have a great dinner, and I hope work goes well. I'd say you got the strong stomach than me. I am actually quite hungry right now. I've been kind of just hungry all day today, I think, because the weather's rubbish. Blaze says, "Okay, thanks. It's my first D&D as DM. I mean, it sounds like you're doing a great job, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm sure they all felt pretty sick when they realised that someone had burned to Sidlers and taken the vital book with them. But that's only a problem for you for as long as you say it is. Good luck with the rest of it. And let this be a lesson to you about how easily you can just bend the story rules to keep the adventure going in the face of mishap. Let this be a lesson to you. Sounds so sinister and accusatory, doesn't it? I didn't mean it like that, as I'm like, you'll know better next time, won't you? It's like, no. I mean, like, I hope this is a good discovery of just, like, realising how free you are to weave the story you want to weave. Valdis Fox says, have you been looking at the zombie long enough that you're hungry for brains? I'm pleased to say no. Although, bizarrely, I've met a few people, like some people who are studying to be vets. Vet students, you might call them. And they said that after dissection classes, they were always really, really hungry, which is slightly disturbing. I think it did actually perturb them a little bit, but yeah, very odd. Okay. Oh, Jack escaped the box again. Says, you talking about the book issue just reminded me. I'm setting up for first ever GM of Blades, and I've never played a TTRPG. How do you come up with a starting situation? Also, hey, with Blades specifically, read about the different gangs in the city, and think about ones that you like and you might find interesting to explore in a session, and just think about what they might be doing. Like, you know, the Crows of Crowsfoot. Maybe they're having a problem with another gang encroaching on their turf, and they're kind of distracted with that turf war. So maybe this is a perfect opportunity for your gang to go rob them, or move in and steal some turf for their own, or something. You know, the gondoliers may be looking to run some sensitive information out of the city, but they need to be able to deny any knowledge if anyone gets caught, so they want you to do it, and they'll pay handsomely, etc., etc. Just think about what people in this city might want. Anonymous says, why use formaldehyde? Why not casualdehyde? I enjoyed that. It's good. Okay, I'm going to keep blobbing this yellow onto here. Yep. Nightmarish. It's all nightmarish. Melvin Kacher says, about to head off to start an exam now. Enjoy the rest of the stream, guys and Johnny. Good luck in the exam. I hope it goes well. And I hope, tuning into a chilled stream helped you sort of feel mentally prepared. Oh, 2020 the bear. What have they done to you? How you used to make the children laugh. Now look. Oh God, this is horrible. Aiden Folks says, this kind of is a live scream. Very good. Okay. Here we go. Right, those are all the yellow baubles done on the ruff. And 2020 the bear certainly is looking rough. Ha 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 ha. You can see from the kind of the way it glistens that the guts are still not dry. But I also want to dirty up the ruff a little bit because it looks a little bit too neat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade that as well. And then I know we had a little break a minute ago, about half an hour ago when I needed the toilet, but we normally have about a 10-minute break around 6 o'clock, so I think we should. Let me just slap some shade down on the ruff, some on the hat as well, why not? And then we can all take 10 minutes to grab a drink of something if we want it, or, you know, same as last time, just stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we'll come back. Just got to slap some more earth shade on here just to darken it down a bit, make it feel a bit muddier. It's still quite bright, isn't it? Oh well, it'll be fine. Charlie June says, I must know if you painted the face on the front of that dwarf ship to be flesh-coloured as I instructed Johnny. Charlie, I've not got round to painting that bit at all, so there's every hope that I will give in to your demands and paint it flesh-coloured. I don't want to, but I'm not ruling it out just yet. So watch this space, in other words. Right. Oh, yeah, we were going to do the hat as well, weren't we? Because this bear's been through some stuff. It stands to reason that the bear's clothing would also look a bit grim. Wow, this is horrible. This is so cursed. Well done, everyone. Christ alive. Yep. Okay. Good. It's horrible. Right, let's take 10. Because it's what we do, isn't it? Everyone take 10. What's it? Blah, blah. It's 17:59. So we're going to wait until it hits 6 o'clock. And we'll come back at 6:10. And we'll carry on with 2020, the bear. It's just awful. Checkerbeard says it's coming together so well and coming apart so horribly. It really is. Right, that's 6 o'clock. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'll see you then. well. If it isn't the same people who were watching the stream before I went on a break for the stream. Hello. I've put on a jumper. It's got a woodpecker on it. I'm going to take my glasses off because otherwise my eyes are going to immediately hurt looking at this little model. Here's how we're looking. Horrible bear. And I've been thinking a bit about the colour combinations. I can't remember who it was now, I'm so sorry, who suggested that we go with green and purple. But yeah, we're going to mix these two together to start with and get just sort of some really dark coils going on with these guts. Then I'm going to start building in some more of that heavy warm grey to kind of do a highlight on that, because I think that'd be nasty. All in all, very necrotic palette. / also the Incredible Hulk. So that's going to be fun. Oh, we did get a new viewer, says Cameron Gore. And Matthew Lee says, I'm also a new viewer. Hello, new viewers. I'm very glad to see you. If you're completely new to this whole enterprise, my name is Johnny, and I have been painting a horrible zombie bear. It was Revolver Rock, says Stephanie M, who suggested the purple and grey. Well, thank you very much, Revolver Rock, because this is going to be cursed. Who WhatsApps? Very open on the heart from Tuesday. I'll check my calendar. Just streaming at the moment. That should be free. Free. Great. Okay. Okie dokie. But yes. Hi. H the Fox says, hello, I'm new too. Just shy to say hi. Hello, don't be shy, H the Fox. I mean, it's easy for me to say don't be shy. Like, you're either going to be shy or aren't going to be shy. But I promise you, this community is very, very nice. It's got some lovely people in it. And we... oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Purple and green. That's... Yeah. Let's get a bit more green in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks... Yeah, that looks horrible. Great. We're all very nice. I promise. And yeah, it's sort of a friendly little community where we daub... On Mondays, we daub paint on bits of plastic. On Thursdays, we manipulate bits of plastic to play video games. We do that on Saturdays as well, but that's not a live stream. That's a Let's Play. Oh, that's such a good shade. Revolver Rock, you're a flipping genius. Craig Joyce says, Johnny, what's your take on shaving golden bearded gnomes? If they want to be shaved, then absolutely fine. Consent is important, and it's an ongoing conversation. I'm not really into forcing golden bearded gnomes to be clean shaven, if that's your meaning. Look at that. That is horrible. It's gonna dry a little bit darker, I should think, but I'm actually going to poke bits of this shade in between and underneath as well, because I don't want the background to be too red, because then it looks like these guts have just been stapled in. But there we go. That's how the guts are coming out. As well, CW1 says, sorry if it's already been said, where is the model from? I believe it's from the Crooked Dice. Hang on. Zombie bear miniature. It's from crookeddice.co.uk or crooked-dice.co.uk. It's horrible, isn't it? Now I'm going to work it into bits of the arm up here, but not too much. I'll actually just paint it into the recessed areas, because I want to build up that musculature a bit more and have it be more of a vibrant red. But yeah, this is grim. That's how that sort of wound's coming on. Purple and green. Outstanding. Oh, it's awful. God, it's horrible. Lawash says, how do you deal with the bases of your minis? Do you paint them later since you have some of the paint of the model on there? Yes. There are two ways to do it, really. So I've actually glued this down with super glue because super glue forms brittle crystals that you can snap, whereas plastic glue melts. This is actually a resin model, but anyway, when you glue plastic to plastic, it melts the plastic and forms like a proper bond. But with super glue, you can just generally snap the model off, base it, and glue it back down. Or with something like this, to be honest, because look how big the gaps are between its legs and stuff, I'd be comfortable just working on the base very sort of gently and filling that in. But to be honest with you, I don't put as much effort and time into my bases as I really should. They tend to be a bit of an afterthought, really. I don't enjoy basing as much as I do the other parts, but I should pay more attention to it. And I know people are always telling me to put more effort into my bases. Well, they're not, but sometimes I'll send pictures to friends being like, "Look at my model," and they're like, "They're not based. They're not finished." But so it goes. Okay, so I'm now mixing in some of that warm grey I talked about. A bit more of that green, maybe. Yeah, this is horrible. Right, this is going to be our highlight colour. Maybe this is too bright. We'll see. Johnny does basic basing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I'm just picking out the sort of... not the whole guts, but sort of bits that would be catching the light, I guess. And again, I want to hit some of the stuff in the background to give more of a sense of depth. That's how the gutty wats are looking. Horrible. Wow. I'll do that up here as well. There you go. That's a bit uniform, actually. I'll maybe show that again. Stephen Paul says, are there going to be more batches of the Ox merch? Yes, absolutely. I know they sold out very, very quickly, but there will be more, so don't worry. Oh, this is a good colour to... okay. Ooh, this is horrible. I'm trying to do sort of bits of gristle and tendon in here. It's all getting a bit Attack on Titan, really, isn't it? Yep. That's grim. Oh, it's horrible. It's bloody horrible. I'm kind of delighted. I got asked earlier if this is the worst thing I've ever painted, and at the time I thought no, but the more I get on with this, the more I wonder if I can actually keep this in the house, whether I can stand to. Maybe I'll make this into a really cursed gift for somebody. Because that colour is really working for me. Yeah, sorry, no, my brain went wandering then. Yeah, they're gonna restock the stuff that was just on order. It was a small print run to begin with, and yeah, I definitely think they're coming out. Okay. Oh, it's just horrible. Oh, fucking hell. God. Oh, look, we haven't done the claws. Let's work on the claws for a while. Biddling ding. Okay. Actually, brain. Help. What was due? Claws. Some days. Ooh, Lexi West says, "Hey everyone, how's the bear going?" Lexi, hold on to your butt, because currently it looks like this. Yeah, that's how that looks. Now we're just gonna do just gonna do the claws, and we're gonna go back to work on the sort of ruff that it's wearing, and we'll go from there. I actually think we're gonna get this thing done in pretty short time, so we can move on to something else. Probably turnip. That's equally cursed, isn't it? Claws. We'll shade those as well to make them look a bit more messed up. Claws. That's a more savoury bit to paint. Let's just avoid looking at literally any other part of the model. Just focus on giving it a little mani-pedi. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. And we'll shade these bits so we can then highlight them a bit, pick them out more clearly. So right now they look a little bit patchy and indistinct, don't they? Fucking hell. Just touching up this flap of skin to increase the contrast there. And there. Fuck. Don't think I've ever managed to gross myself out while painting before. So I'm really glad I'm doing this on camera, where it'll permanently be archived on the internet. Ooh. Okay. Let's shade those claws. Josephina Vengerberg has just posted a like queasy emote. Yes, agreed. There we go. Little claws. Little claws, look. Right. Fucking hell. Alright. You know it's bad when I start to lose the ability to speak. So, Poskigit says, to be fair, The fact that the bear doesn't seem too bothered helps a bit. I agree. The bear seems quite chill about this whole thing. So, Aiden Folk says, is this bear more or less cursed than the long Furby? Just different. Because, like, this is cursed, don't get me wrong. But I think it's meant to be horrible, whereas the long Furby is actually kind of meant to be joyful, just strange. Just a strange twist on something that is already meant to be thought of as a positive thing. And also, I made this, and I don't know whether... Well, I didn't make this, I painted this, and I don't know whether that is better or worse. Like, I genuinely can't say if it makes me feel better or worse that I made this, whereas the long Furby was something that my favourite person in the whole world made. And that's, you know, that's something with which I have to wrangle a lot. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's try and... I'm going back in. If you're wondering what I'm up to now, I'm going back in with the red we used. And I'm just going back over certain bits of it, like the folds in this cloth. Just to pare back the shade so it's not all sort of a brown red and very flat. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter red after that and sort of highlight it. So you get a real sense of light and shadow from where like the cloth is sitting over the miniature. Like that on the shoulder, that's a bit of a better example. As you can see it kind of forming creases there. In fact, I'm going to go back to this one and do a more bold layer. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yikes. The Purple Marauder says, are the eyes finished? I haven't done anything to the eyes. And I'm in two minds about that, because I actually quite like the fact that they're so vacant. They do look unpainted because they are, but I don't hate that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what to do about them. There we go. That's, again, sort of trying to build creases and light and shadow into this. Cool, cool, cool. Ah, Wolflock says, this is making me want to do more drawing. Creative environments excite me creatively. That's brilliant. Very happy about that. Okay, so people are saying bone white or milky for the eyes. I think that's a good idea. 2 black runny dots for eyes, just the void staring at you. That's also good. I'm a little bit worried about doing white eyes because the face is so pale. Just add some milky white to the eyes. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it probably... Yeah, let's give it a go. Oh, my God. I'm really pleased with how those guts have gone, but also I don't like looking at it. Okay. Hold your breath, everyone. Or don't, because you'll get lightheaded. But let's just do... one eye. That's how that looks. With the white eyes. I think that works. Yeah. Jiminy Christmas. Oh, let's get some cream in here. Is that meant to be a rib? I think it was probably meant to be a rib. Not sure I like that. Oh no, I quite like that. Okay, good. Everyone is upset by the eyes, so I feel like I've done my job there. I'm just going to go back in with the blue on the rough, and then... God, I might just call that model done and move on to painting something else. Fucking hell. I mean, not that turnip 28 is any less sort of disturbing, really. But hey-ho. Stephen Paul says, let's hope it doesn't start moving around your house. Thank you so much, Stephen. I really appreciate that comment from you. I think that's a great thing to put into my head. Thank you. Thunder Cookie says, up until that point, I was fine with the bear. Now that you added the eyes, I'm no longer fine. Yeah. Oh, God, no, it is unsettling, isn't it? God. There's no justice in the world, is there? But at least we're taking the time to make sure that the cloth looks nice. Ulf Hazel Creek says, well done 2020. What will be the 2021 mini? Well, we'll have to see how the year plays out. So far, I'm inclined to think it's less horrific. Not much, maybe, but... It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm going to call this done. For my sake and yours. Oh. Nylatho Rich says, the pure white eyes give it that eye glow of an animal caught in the headlights of your car when you drive along a dark country road. Just imagine that. You're driving along a road, you come around the corner and then just... You come to a halt and it's just there in the glow of your beams. Just like... It's just there watching. Bloody horrible. Bloody horrible. Say goodbye to the bear, everybody. That's 2020 the bear. 2020 the bear is absolutely bloody hideous. And I hate that this might be one of the most effective things I've ever painted. God damn. Cool. Let's all just take a minute to get that out of our heads. Let's just take a minute. Just everyone think about something you really like. Like, what's your happy place? Where do you go to? Is it Majd or Majid? Maj Ramadan says, come to a halt. Honestly, I'm ramming the shit out of that. Yep. Yep. Oof. Stephen Paul says, something less cursed now? Yeah. Let's paint something less cursed. What have we got? I've only got turnip. I only got turnip 28 models, and they're cursed. Fuck it. Let's paint let's paint the bloody paint the bloody turnip shrine, eh? The start as we mean to go on, chat. The only way out is through. May I introduce you to the root shrine from Turnip 28. What's Turnip 28, everybody? Turnip 28 is, it's really Yonic as well. Turnip 28 is a game set in like a nightmare apocalyptic version of like the Napoleonic Wars have happened, and now the world is covered in like horrible roots that produce tubers, and everyone fights for supremacy using basically Napoleonic weaponry. So this is a Napoleonic carriage. In fact, this is a replica of Napoleon's carriage, which has been sort of consumed by this horrible crawling, like root vegetable thing, which is a root shrine. Because my army, are all. It's called a procession of Woe Army, and they all sort of worship this shrine, which has a dead horse on it. So, if you were hoping that the last hour and 25 minutes of this stream wouldn't involve dead animals, I'm very sorry to say that it does. And we should just start blocking colours down. What I think we should do is I'm just going to have a look at some pictures of turnips. Turnips. Oh, turnips are nice, aren't they? Turnips are fun. Okay, so they're all kind of white with purple on the top, although they're cream with purple on the top. All of this stuff under here, which has kind of consumed the carriage, I'm going to start painting it cream. And then I want to get purple around here somewhere, but I don't know whether to get purple around sort of the mouth of the thing here or whether to do it on the top. We'll work it out as we go. But anyway, I've been working on this army for a long time now, so... Angel Beat says, who are you rooting for? Angel Beat. You behave. All right. Let's just get plenty of pale sand on the palette. Get a bigger brush. There are no brushes around my ears. They're all on the table. Oh, Hermit Prime says, I can't remember my happy place. I'm sorry. Stephen Paul says, is there any flesh bits or is it mostly plant-like? So the thing about... I'll show you some of the turnip models I finished. The thing about turnip 28 is that people... The only thing people can eat are these weird sort of turnip root tubers that they can dig up from the ground, but that mutates them a little bit. So you get... infantry like this. So you've got, where's the focal point? It's here. You've got this guy who's sort of missing an arm and is all covered in mud. You've got this guy who's growing roots out of his back, and also his leg has kind of been consumed. And then this guy straight up doesn't have a head. So it's kind of a cross between organic sort of like root matter and flesh. It's genuinely it's unsettling, but also the aesthetic's so cool. Oh god, I'm looking at the zombie bear. Don't look at the zombie bear. Don't look at the zombie bear. Okay. I feel like the orifice needs to be deeper and less pleasant purple, with that deep bruise-like blush spreading out over the rest of it. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's a turnip that's oriented this way. So it's cream all the way here, and then it's kind of dark purple, and then it kind of blends outward from there. Grim. Thanks, Will. That is a good shout. Right. Yeah, let's just get a good amount of water in this palette. And we're going to start painting. Stephen says, I see it. Oh no! One of my poorly glued on roots has pinged off. These are, you can see here, you can just see the metal, that's copper wire. Makes for tremendous root growth. Which isn't something I thought I'd say on camera, ever, but you know. Whoever knows which way this life will lead us, eh? Well, that was one hell of a typo. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Cream! This is going to take a while, isn't it? Hey ho, we've got time on our side. The horrible cursed zombie bear was a surprisingly quick paint job. Scott Perkins has done a super chat. Say, let's paint something less cursed. Pulls out Turnip 28 Mini. Okay, fair enough. We didn't go any less cursed. If anything, depending on where your comfort levels lie, we took the cursed level and cranked it up a notch. But there's something about, I think because I've kit bashed this stuff together and because it is kind of like silly and fun, it makes me feel less weird than the zombie bear, it turns out, did. Oliver Morgan, I'm not entirely sure what I said. I don't really understand what you just said there. Like, I don't understand what I said that prompted that, but yeah, like I literally cannot remember, but yeah. I'm going to paint these little legs. We'll paint them and then we can always just go. Zombie turnips. Getting just a very, very rough base coat on here, and then we'll. This model is going to take a while, but always nice to work on something horrible. Ronnie says, does anyone else's glazed medium separate into white gloop and water, or has it simply gone bad? No, that's normal, Ronnie. Mine does that a lot. I would not worry. Trent Callist says, it's 6:40 p.m. Do you know where your zombears are? Very good. Oh, I get it now. Okay, never mind. Right. Ronnie says, great, cheers. It happened a few times now and I'm starting to worry. Nah, let's give it a good shake. It's, because it is, glazed medium is just paint without pigment. It separates the same as, any paint would. But it does look a bit weird when it is glazed medium, I warrant you. Ooh. Yep, this is going to take a lot of cream. God, it's just like last week, just muttering the word cream to myself over and over again while painting. Good. Perfectly normal thing. Oops. Emma Benton says, hello again. How did Zombie Bear turn out? Oh, Emma, I'm so sorry. You're not going to like this. And I'm sorry to the rest of the chat for showing it off again, but came out like that. Bloody horrible, so it is. Yep. Ray says, for some reason, this Scott makes me think of Bloodborne. Yeah, I can dig that. There is quite a sort of Bloodborne vibe to a lot of the art for Turnip 28. Turnip 28 is it was started by a guy called Max who used to do art for Mordheim, the Warhammer sort of miniatures game, and he's developed a whole rule set. And it is really worth looking at because it's a lovely world, and I think the rules are super well realised, and it's going to be. I haven't played yet, still working on the root shrine, but I think it's going to be something quite special. And it's miniature agnostic, so you don't have to buy an official set of minis. They encourage you to use whatever miniature you want, or to get your own. Basically, bash your own together. And because it's kind of got that real Napoleonic aesthetic, you can get things like Perry miniatures, which are really cheap for like the number of models you get. And you just bash your own together, make them look horrible, and then field them. And it's just like, it's good fun. But step one, as is unfortunately so often the case with my paint schemes these days, is a whole lot of cream to get on there. This is going to be like 3 coats, I think. Oh. There you go. Nyala. I always struggle with this. Struggly with this. Nyalathar Rich says 38 foot nights for 18 quid cheap. Bargain. There you go. Yeah, they're not pricey compared to other miniature manufacturers, that is. They're just good uncomplicated minis, really. If you're into that sort of thing. Bin Wizard, what are you talking about? Bin Wizard says, thrilled to discover that the Sigvald the Magnificent mini I'm currently converting into a vampire lord is not wearing any trousers. He's got greaves and a loincloth and his bum out. Now I have to decide whether to put trousers on him or whether to have my army led by a vampire with his bum freely out in the breeze. Bum freely out in the breeze, I think. Bin Wizard, obviously it's, you know, it's your army. You do with it what you like, but I certainly know what I'd be doing. And it would be painting up a lovely bum. Oh god, it's somehow more horrible now. It's sort of all white and ashen. Good, good, good. Dream Club says bumpire, and I don't think you can ignore that really, Bin Wizard. I think that more than anything is a clear indicator that you need to paint this chap with his bum out. Don't give him trousers. I don't make the rules, but I can respect them. God, this model is actually quite heavy. Because like this is a whole pack of milliput down here, and this thing is made of metal. It's quite weighty. My shoulders actually started. I don't know if you heard it pop then, but it started to complain. Oh, that feels very pathetic. Oh, missed a bit. Emma Benton asked a very pertinent question. Is a bumpire a bum vampire or a bum umpire? I mean, I suppose it's not impossible that a vampire might be an umpire, and a bad one at that, but I certainly took it to mean a vampire with his bum out. Alex Starslayer has just got back. What have I missed? Oh, Alex. I mean, we're painting something equally cursed now. We're painting this root shrine for Turnip 28, but also got to keep showing it, apparently. Here's 2020, the zombie bear. Absolutely hideous. Absolutely vile. I'd be ashamed of myself if I wasn't secretly pleased at how it's turned out. Not even being secretive about it, am I? Okay. So that's some of the cream on there. Just going to have to keep going. It's been a while since I was about to say it's been a while since I've painted something massive. Actually, I was painting an enormous ship on the stream this time last week, but Linorn says, I can't believe how many times Johnny Chiodini has said bum since leaving Dicebreaker. Yep. Free to do what I want now. Very happy to say the word bum. Josephine Vengerberg says, I just feel a bit sick now, to be honest. Yeah, it's I think this stream has been a bit of a test for everyone, really. I promise to try and paint something more wholesome next week. Notice I said I promise to try, because I can't guarantee anything, but I would like to at least think I can rummage up something that isn't so unsettling as a zombie bear. I really thought the zombie bear would be like cute fun. Be like, hee hee, look, it's wearing a hat. Mm-mm. It's grim. There we go. Yep, horrible. Bloody horrible. Julia Echo says, I knew you'd start wholesome and it would end up in jorts and undead. Yeah, true. Maybe these streams have always been cursed. Maybe we just needed a horrible, horrible bear to show us the truth. Okay. Just whacking down this cream to just try and get the base coat locked in. It smells quite nice, this model. Oh, it's because I used it was the primer I used. Don't sniff primers. Do not sniff rattle cans, but it smells quite sweet. It smells like a marshmallow or something. Not unpleasant. Although solvent abuse is very, very dangerous. So, you know, don't do as I do. Or as I... Michael Berthelsen says, Johnny, have you been keeping your curse from us? I don't think so. I don't remember ever opening my mouth and saying, I'm not cursed. Maybe it's a lie by admission. No, omission. A lie by admission is not a thing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. If I work it out, you'll be the first to know. There we go. Jack Wood says, don't huff paint cans, kids. More cream. Should start buying stocks in Vallejo Pale Sand. I promise I'll get round to painting more than just this turnip body before the end of the stream. We've got just over an hour to go. Well, Milliput gives a weird surface to paint. It's kind of like elephant skin. So, what's the date? A week, 2 weeks from today, we're going to have a very interesting painting stream. Because I will be healing a tattoo on this hand. Which means that I think it's going to be quite difficult to paint. So I think in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to have a left-handed painting stream. I'm going to probably do some Skaven clan rats, because they're the things I know how to paint. They're the thing I've painted more than anything else in the world, and I've got loads to show you. Keep Calm and Reload says, Johnny, when have you painted elephant skin? No comment. No comment on that one. But yeah, I can at least I've got plenty of clan rats to show you what they normally turn out like when I'm painting at my own pace with my dominant hand, and then we'll just paint some up with my left hand, and they'll probably turn out looking terrible, which will be fun for everyone. Christ, look at this. Don't look at this if it unnerves you. All right, the cream's actually getting there. It's kind of like, it's looking like fairly good coverage. And to be honest with you, I'm going to shade this down so much anyway. It's going to look kind of all brown and goopy. So if it's an uneven coat, I'm less worried. Yes, those of you asking, I'm going to get my tattoo, a tattoo done on the back of this hand. I'll show you what it is once it's done. Peter Fisher says, left-handers unite. Phil Connolly says, yes, team lefties. I'm not sure if that really does it put me on the team? I mean, I'd love to be a part of it if you'll have me, but I don't really feel like I'm joining the team just because I've decided to pick up the brush with my non-dominant hand. Is this gonna? Oh, this is gonna feel weird. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, I enjoy listening to your ramblings." They are ramblings. Hi Johnny, I enjoy listening to your ramblings, but a quick question: any recommendations for any not so dark single-person TRPGs? I believe The Quiet Year is meant to be just really lovely, and I think you can play it with just one person, or you can play it with more people. Excuse me, that would be a good example of one that isn't quite as dark. I don't know about others. Chat, do you know of any sort of single player RPGs that aren't TRPGs that aren't quite so so bleak? Please let Jeffrey know. Oh, chat says I'm an honorary lefty. Thank you very much. Okay. What is that? A hair? No. Oh, I'm really glad that all of the lefties in the chat are kind of coming out. Of the woodwork. Shadow Wolf Alpha 5 says, "Hi Johnny, why am I suddenly so tired? Jesus. Hi Johnny, what do you think about a Dragonborn druid who can breathe fire in any form with a mouth?" That's kind of great, to be honest. I mean, technically it violates the rules, but also I love it. So I would definitely say yes to that. If somebody in my campaign were like, I want to be able to transform into a demon. Oh, not a demon, an animal, but also be able to shoot fire, I'd be like, yeah, great. Cool. Because I guess it's such an intrinsic thing to being a Dragonborn, isn't it? That it would be perfectly valid to just be like, that's what I was after. Oh, goodness me. Oh no. Bloody hell. Keep Calm and Reload says, it's the curse, Johnny, it's the curse. The bear is making you want to hibernate. It's possible. It's entirely possible. Oh, I did wake up at 4 this morning. I forgot about that. Woke up at 4, couldn't get back to sleep for a while. Did get back to sleep, but definitely had a sort of fractured and interrupted sleep. So maybe it's not that surprising that I am quite tired. Who knows? Right. Before we go any further with sort of the body of the turnipy bit, I'm just going to start laying down some sort of the base metals, like on the wheel of the carriage here, although that would be wood that is rimmed with metal, so we'll walk that back a bit. I just want to kind of block in more colours of the carriage. Because I often find when I'm painting something, I'll obsess over a detail. Like I'll be doing skin on a model. And I've just come to a point where I'm like, it doesn't look right. And then I realise it's just because I haven't painted enough of the rest of the model to see how it's all going to sort of tie together. So the more of the carriage I paint, the more confident I'm going to feel making decisions about the turnipy bit. Simon Ragg has done a super chat saying, thank you for being a positive role model and advocate for mental health. Low batteries and your openness helped me through a time where I wanted to end it. Since then I got a degree and job at the uni. Damn, Simon, that's a great achievement. I'm really glad it came in handy. Like I feel very fortunate that I A, have a platform, but B, I'm sort of comfortable talking about mental health like that. Is that wood as well? Napoleon, what's your carriage made of? Napoleon, please. Yeah, I feel very lucky that I'm comfortable talking about it, and I have a place to talk about it where I can, potentially sort of help people feel seen, or work things out for themselves maybe, and like that it makes me feel really good and very lucky. So thank you again so much for the super chat and for the kind words. While I paint up this absolutely horrible abomination that I made with my own two hands for fun. Okay, metal. I'm going to Google the carriage Napoleon's Berlin carriage miniature. How have they painted it? Is that wood? Yes, that's wood, all right. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. Cool. And then some of these bits of metal. Great. All right, yeah, cool. Good. Even though, obviously, this is such a far cry from painting this for actual Napoleonic wargaming, it's always just... it's always useful to look at the box art and see what they had in mind to give you an idea of what bit they think is wood and what bit they think is metal and, blah, blah, blah. God, it's just cursed, isn't it? Josephine of Vengerberg says, now Waterloo is stuck in my head. Sorry. Good song, in fairness. Did you know, in Sweden, there are some hotels that are owned by members of ABBA. And in every room, there's sort of like a CD tower and a CD player, or at least there was when I last stayed there. And there's a copy of ABBA Gold in each room, which I think is a nice touch. Because why wouldn't you? If I owned, if I were a world famous musician or part of a world famous group, and I also owned a hotel, you bet I'd be shoving my own records in there. 100%, immediately. Be giving them out at the reception with the keys. Here are your keys, and here's a copy of Johnny Chiodini's greatest hits, including such singles as Oh God, This Horrible Bear, which probably sounds a little bit like the Smiths' This Charming Man. What else would there be? It's a lot of songs about Watson, probably. The Nice Witch says, all ABBA songs are great, not a single bad ABBA song. Yeah, it's genuinely hard to dislike ABBA, I reckon. Like, I don't really put them on, but like, every time I hear them, I'm like, oh yeah, oh, this is quite good. When something comes on, you're like, oh yeah, I am up for listening to this, actually. I never in a month of Sundays would have picked this song for this moment, but now it's come on, I'm properly invested. That's what ABBA feels like to me. It's that band you didn't know you wanted to listen to until you're already listening. Danny Moss says, damn, I missed the finishing of the Horror Bear. Don't worry. Here's the cursed bear. Just let its eyes bore into your soul, why not? And its horrible musculature. Just horrible. Brian Shona says, Johnny, you know Oxtel Records will do a commercial for your album if you keep talking about it. Oh no. I'm not sure this album needs to exist. Technically, I already wrote and recorded an album when I was 20, and it was full of lots of navel-gazing songs about how I was sad and I wanted friends. Although, I unearthed some of those old recordings a while ago. I mean, they're not terrible. There's some stuff I quite like on there. No, I won't release it, but it's nice to know it still exists. I think. I think I still have it. Oh no. Do I still have those recordings? I think those were on my Dicebreaker laptop that I gave back and has now been formatted. Maybe I just don't have them anymore. Oh well. Bye, album. Lost to the sands of time. They're probably somewhere. I think my friend emailed them to me. Anyway. Oofed. Maybe it's because I've gone from like a very cursed-looking model to painting the very early stages on an absolutely massive, horrible model. But I'm starting to feel a little bit of fatigue, I won't lie to you. I'm going to push on for another 10 minutes or so, but then I think I might have to end the stream early, because I don't think I realised how tired I am from that 4 a.m. wake-up call. It was nice taking the dog up the road to have a wee, and sort of coming back, and the sun was almost coming up, and yada yada yada, and the promise of a new day, etc., etc. But now I'm just knackered, so I might end it early. But I'll be back on Thursday with a video game stream. I'm not sure what yet, but we shall see. And then more Press Any Chiodini, and it's all go. The content cycle rolls on. Obviously, there's quite a lot I'm putting out soon. I'm putting out the new Weird Tales of Adventure. This week I've got a video coming up on my favourite board games, about which I am very enthused. This latest one. Aoife Byrne has done a super chat of the super chat pair, super sticker pair, just going like whoomph and punching a cup of coffee toward the screen. Again, a new one. So many wonderful new things to describe. But I was going to say, oh yeah, I'm putting out a video on my favourite board games. If you're a subscriber at the Scout Explorer Adventurer level and above, you're going to get a new episode of the first episode of Cooking with Chiodini. There's a lot going to be coming up on the channel between now and Tuesday. So, yeah. Do keep your eyes peeled. Obviously, I'll be announcing things on Discord. There'll be Patreon posts going out. I'll be tweeting about them. So yeah, it's gonna be a banner week, to be perfectly honest. But oh god, now I've said that I'm tired. The wind is going out of me like a balloon that has got a hole in it, but not one of those holes that makes it go bang. One of those holes that makes the air slowly rush out of it. So, with all apologies, my good friends, I think I'm going to call an end to the stream there. I know it's a bit early. But honestly, I think it's better to end things early than to just push myself through and end up talking utter tripe. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this stream. And, yeah, like I said, I will be back later on in the week. Let's do that. So, I tell you what, hang on. Darker. There we go, so I'm not so washed out. Yeah, I'll be back later on in the week, so you can join me then for more shenanigans and fun. I'm so sorry about the bear we painted. I didn't think it was going to be that awful, but it was. So there you are. Anyway, thank you again. Hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, night, depending on where you are in the world. Lots of love, and I'll catch you very soon. Goodbye.